The new patch is out, and yeah, there's a ton of nerfs happening, so in this video I'm gonna play Enhancement Shaman, which definitely flopped on release, but with all of the other decks getting nerfed, maybe it's time for Enhancement Shaman to actually shine. This variant was actually doing before the nerfs, so after the nerfs it should be doing even better, unless the meta really shifts dramatically against it somehow, but so far it did feel okay. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be awesome, but now let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list up close, and it is running the Hagatha package, but no Shutter Block, no Ferrac, none of that crap, so it is a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, and it does have a little bit more on the enhancement side of things, with things like Static Shock for your better weapons, with Thunderquake, which also helps you get another Static Shock like that, and we obviously have the Avatar form, plus the weapon, because those are the fabled cards from Muradin himself, and that's gonna give you quite a lot of slapping power. We also have the Turbulus package, with the things like Bird Watching, as well as Death Rolls and Furious Fells, and all of those do feel nice, but also Turbulus does buff quite a few minions in here because you have several good battle cries. Going through the cards, we have the Static Shocks, with which you could be poking down enemy minions, but you can also use it on your own Flux Revenants, which could be pretty valuable, and also the +1 attack on your Wind Fury weapon could be huge. The Murloc Growfins are cool because they are battle cry minions after all, so you are gonna get the buff and both with things like Turbulus, and you do get to fish them out with Flight of the Firehawk, so it could become a lot bigger. Pop-Up Book is a nice cheap nature spell with which you could be activating your Primordial Overseer, but you can also even activate your Flux Revenant that way. If this guy is already ready to attack, might as well dish that 2 damage into this guy, so that the stats remain on him instead of to the face. Bird Watching is pretty cool, with that you get to pick one of the more important minions for you. It could be Bumbling Bellhops, because that way they become a lot bigger. Could be Turbulus if you feel like it. Hagatha would be very nice. Muradin can also be huge, that kind of stuff. And don't forget, this thing buffs also the minions on the board already, so that way you could actually cheat out a little bit of extra damage. The Flux Revenants are pretty decent. Buffing these guys nice and big with all sorts of different cheap nature spells could be real nice, and it does actually snowball nice and good for you. And you literally get to buff this thing twice with a single Thunderquake plus the Static Shock it comes out from it, and suddenly this thing becomes a lot bigger than it's supposed to be. The Living Flames are supposed to fish out the Flight of the Firehawk for you, but for some reason I always had both Firehawks before my Living Flames get the trigger, but that's just me. The Primordial Overseer can be great, getting the +1 is great, as well as the extra card draw you get, as long as you have cast a cheap nature spell before that, like a pop-up, like a static, or if push comes to shove, even a Thunderquake might work. And the Thunderquake is pretty nice. This thing deals damage to all minions, so the opponent's minions as well, but also if you have yourself a couple of Flux Revenants like that, that could be insane. Just don't forget it could also kill off something like 1/1 Murlocs for you, so be careful. The Avatar form, best used on your Wind Fury weapon, so you can actually clap twice with it. That would be an extra 4 damage, and it is a grand total of 4 damage AoE while you're at it. The Bumbling Bellhop is also pretty nice. You get the buff it either with the Bird Watching or with the Flight of the Firehawk, or heck even with Turbulus, and it could become a 5/5 nice and quick like that. The Flight of the Firehawk is going to be drawing you 2 different minion types, so you could be drawing Murlocs, you could be drawing Elementals. The Bumbling Bellhops are Undead Pirates, and so on and so forth. That can be pretty huge, but you cannot be drawing Muradin because he doesn't have a tribe. Turbulus is pretty decent. He does allow to run all of the Hunter cards, so if you don't have him, you're not gonna have things like Bird Watching or Death Roll or Furious Spell in your deck, so there's that. So you definitely need to have this guy in the deck. Hagatha is also pretty nutty, and she has some interesting spells to pull from here, like Death Roll, like Spirit of the Forest, Furious Spell, that kind of stuff, and the Death Roll could be amazing against things like Tortola, could also work against 2020s out of eggs, could also work against Ceaseless Expanses if the game goes that long, that kind of stuff. The Muradin is pretty awesome, and even if you actually draw your weapon before you get to play Muradin, you still could just equip your weapon and swing a few times, and then when you destroy it and shuffle it back into your deck, you could still use Muradin to fish it out, or in some cases you still just tempo it on 4 and 5. It's still gonna be pretty awesome. It's a 7/7 with Wind Fury and Rush in the end of the day, so it could stabilize very well for you. Spirit of the Forest honestly feels like a weird card in here, but it is a nature spell, so I don't know, that might help for your Primordial Overseers if nothing else. Getting yourself 2 free taunts is kinda okay, but a lot of free damage AoE in the game right now, so I'm not sure how strong it is like that. I wouldn't really go for the Falcons with Wind Fury for the most part, however, that usually doesn't stick easily. The Furious Faust could be pretty great. They do have immunity, so you could literally delete a 6 health minion with this and also stick a couple of free frees on the board. You could also target face with it, and the immunity remains on your next turns while they're still alive. If you're attacking with them, they're gonna have immune. And obviously, lastly, we have the weapon with which you could be doing pretty nutty things. Matchup-wise, we obviously don't have updated stats just yet, but you are gonna be 50-50 against Death Knight, so at least you have that going for you, which is nice, and Dummy Warrior got deleted, so there's that too. Going first, here's what the situation looks like. You're gonna try to curve off with your good early game minions. With a good 1-2-3, you should be right as rain. Bird Watching could be okay. Primordial, especially if you have a cheap nature spell, could be great. Hagatha can be awesome, and you should probably always hold on to her. Pop-Up Book would be a keep if you already have your Primordial Overseer for sure. If not, maybe not so much. And you could even consider Muradin. Flight of the Firehawk, not the most amazing thing in the world to hold on to apparently, because that's what you have Living Flames for. On the coin, again, pretty much the same stuff, and here holding on to Hagatha and Muradin should be even better. All around, that's it for the deck. Definitely not very expensive, and it could turn out to be pretty strong after these latest changes, so give it a check, see how you feel like it, and do let me know in the comments if you guys actually enjoy it in the new meta. Now let's check out some of my games on my road back to top 2000 Legend. Hope you enjoy. Hey, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Triplex6 is gifting to Murgrad. Appreciate you, man. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's try like that against the fellow Shaman. Okay, and we got the curve. We in the curve zone now. It better be, Alex. It's been a while, brother. How you been? How you doing? Let's get this thing out. Okay, here's a Shutter Block variant. That much has been said. Let me get this guy out before it's irrelevant. I'll make the trade, I think. Pin that out. Okay. Those are going to be large. Now all I'll need is a large spell. Aggro rogue with weapon. Perhaps, perhaps. You might be onto something. Okay, I think he tripled up his avatar form. See if we can find a big spell. So far, not so much.
What lies ahead remains in flux.
Clap one. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Triple six. Nailed it. I'm so good at reading. Oh god. This guy's gonna murder the shit out of me. He's going to be murderous.
What lies ahead remains in flux.
It's gonna be even more damage, actually. Smack. That's a lot of damage. But still, what does he have Shutter Block cooking? Fudge. But still. Ooh, hammer time. Let's do that then. Quickly before it lays eggs. Okay. Tempo in both those Flux Revenants definitely did clap him nicely. Let's see how hard we can keep on clapping. Against the Demon Hunter, pretty sure aggro is gonna still be on the menu. Some dumbass leaked the patch teaser image. Definitely not a very cash money thing to be doing, but somebody did it anyway. Your? Maybe? Perhaps? Okay, no turn one for us, but that's not that big a deal. Hello at last. Okay, let's protect. No, they did not give us the patch notes. Not the most of us, at least. Turns out they gave them out to some still, but it is what it is. So we had to, most of us had to record the video pushed for time to bang it out as fast as possible, which is never fun, but that's the life we had to live this time. Not ideal. How's it going, Tiara? We are curving. We are curving, alright. The Thrall, not very fun. I'm assuming the Death Roll was quite the good tech card against all the warriors on ladder. Not so many out there now. Okay, it lived the full life. I'd rather try this for a potential bumbling ballsack. There we go. I'd rather attack here, don't want to get overwhelmed. Next turn it might be chicken time. Ah, fuck. Varak's not gonna be such a hot card for them anymore, but still pretty decent. I could just death roll this for now with the minion. I think I'd do that. Get a little bit of tempo. We have another death roll if he does play something. That was highly illegal for anybody keeping track. That was literally RNGant. Getting a 1 in 3 bad outcome 3 times in a row. That's too much even for Blizzard, but it is what it is. Let's keep on pushing that stool in. If he don't heal next turn with a Celiax, he is very, very sad. I don't even know, Triple. I mean, it's not exactly a new scam deck. It always has been a scam deck for a while now. People still played it. Ferak got nerfed now, so at least we got that, but still should be pretty strong. Just as long as you don't get healing, bro. Anything goes, just don't heal. Counterspell doesn't bother me. If it's Ice plus Counterspell, then we're gonna have some words, but he did not get a second one, so it's both Hunter shits. Guess he's dead on board either way. Actually, +8 armor could be a bitch. Get them chickens in. So far, so good. Not sure if I'm playing against the best decks out there right now, but we're definitely winning quite nicely. No matter what the game's trying to do. Against the rogue, not a furry. That's just exactly what a furry would say, but that's none of my business. Okay, let's go. I don't think I care too much about these zeros right about now, not without the proper cards for them. This is kind of a weird card to be running, by the way. Bunch of 2-3 wolves ain't the worst, I guess, but it's kind of weird. Okay, he does have King Lame in me. Not bad. Play on curve, no need to do some coin action. Hey, happy to hear, man. Welcome to the stream, my guy. How you doing? How you doing? Backstab? What year is this, guys? How hard did they nerf, dudes? Backstab? In this economy? Could be a Psycho Rogue indeed. I'm go like this, I'm gonna go like that. Backstab. Cycle with the weapon though. Perhaps. Give me that Hagatha or Turbulus. Really, bro? That was not at all what he should have done. There's that Hagatha. There's that Turbo S. Okay. Turbo Ass does feel nice. Bumbling Ballsack is also pretty decent though. But I think we're on the Hagatha train here. Go like this, get some of that value trade. That kind of stuff. Disenchant everything. Ferak is still gonna be usable. There you go. Ferak is still gonna be pretty lit. Okay, well, at this point I don't give a fuck about King Lame in my deck. He also destroyed his weapon, which was kind of weird. But it is what it is. Okay, that's Death Roll is gonna be real nice next turn, I'm assuming. It's human.
Who could put a
Could also just Muradin next turn. Sadly, I don't have too much in terms of healing in the deck. Yeah, let me go like this. Bro, can we get some likely outcomes out of this RNG today? Like, are you freaking kidding me? How are the unlikeliest things not happening? Why is it always gonna have to go with the weird way out? For real, for real. Ah, man. Of course you did. Of course you did. Yeah, my outcome sideways. Wouldn't mind getting the Thunderquake on this board. Thunderquake it is. What else are we doing though?
Or scourge.
Gotta start doing some moves of my own.
Flames on the side of my face.
But I really can't.
Burns away.
No growth, and for me, that is what it is. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. I also have a lot of damage, but it's literally one-off lethal. Truly one-off lethal, huh?
Flames on the side of my face.
It is. He has one card in there. Has Murlocs.
I never make two trips. I never make two trips.
Does he have the burn? It's one of these two cards, or this thing, or whatever he draws right now. Well, there's that eviscerate in it. That was the skill test, guys. That was the skill test. Hey, for anybody keeping track, we would have been on 1 health if that random damage went into the minion like it was supposed to, but that's none of my business, guys. That is none of my business right there. Are you winning? Do you need to survive? Like, 12 damage to the face is cool and all, but when the opponent's at 50 health, who the fuck gives a fuck? Yeah, damn, my stupid voice. Hey, look at that, Death Roll. Wish I had that. This could work out. Okay, I'm gonna make the PP grow. Next turn we might find ourselves another one of these. Fascinating. Okay, Hagata all day, any day. There's that nerfed card. Double death roll. Not the best, not the worst. The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Who could put a price on such powerful arms?
Sure.
I could.
Think I'd tempo with this thing. Let's see it miss the leech again. Not even gonna wait for the outcome. Wow. That's a first. On mobile it usually takes a little bit longer, but it might be out there as well. I don't know. Check your Google Play Store or something. If it actually requires such an update. I don't know. It's weird with those. Be like that. Should I get the chickens in? Or just weapon it? Maybe chickens for now is fine. Sure. Not the brightest out of the bunch, I can tell you that much. He could have done that a lot more effective, but it is what it is, Chief. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring out a couple of big men. Next turn I can equip the weapon and swing with the enhancement straight out. Should feel nice. Yeah. Not the brightest out of the lot.
Go forth on swift wings.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
And boom goes the dynamite. Thanks, man. Yeah, all around the deck does feel better, but I'm not sure if this is the real meta we're supposed to be facing with it, so there's that.